E salve, salve, molecada, o Boy BR na área. Hoje aqui com mais um vídeo, dessa vez um videozinho de Zoze da Stanley Parable. Vamos nessa, esse jogo que eu achei muito interessante, dei jogando ele bastante. E vamos nessa, né? Vamos fazer aqui um vídeo de gameplay, porque só ficar fazendo vídeo de aviso não dá futuro no YouTube.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-lifting, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, but this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Eita, esse aqui é como se fosse um espelho de muitas pessoas, né? Muitas pessoas ficam fazendo isso o dia inteiro, né? Eu sei que algumas é por necessidade, mas é bem chato, ficar o dia inteiro apertando botões.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Como vocês podem ver, tá legendado, porque eu baixei a legenda na Game Vício, né? Porque o jogo não tem legenda em português, só em inglês. Esse jogo é bem interessante porque ele tem muitos finais, você decide como vai ser o desenrolar da história, né? É bem da hora isso. Vocês podem ver, ele pediu pra eu entrar na porta esquerda, mas se quiser eu posso entrar na direita, não vai acontecer nada. Você pode escolher os caminhos que você quiser, isso vai resultar em um final diferente. Isso é legal.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Bem legal mesmo. Nossa, olha, tem um papel aqui.
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Aí sim, vamos sair daqui, vai.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Aqui tem mais uma escolha. Ou eu vou por aqui para retornar à história principal, ou sigo reto e vou para outro desenrolar, né? Vamos por aqui.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door and got back on track.
Aqui temos mais uma escolha para vocês verem como esse jogo é variado, mas vamos certo, vamos nessa.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. And coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Mais uma escolha aqui, rapaz. Você é louco. Jogo cheio de escolhas, cheio de finais. Essa não é a primeira vez que eu tô jogando, sabe? Eu estou contando pra vocês. Eu já fui em quase todas as opções que tinha nesse jogo. As que eu não fui ainda foi as que eu não descobri.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
O gráfico é muito bonito.
Unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Eu não sei, já que eu não sei, eu vou colocar tudo errado então. Holy shit.
Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But no, this is what he was going to do instead.
Eu sei a combinação, é 1, tudo 1. É 2, 2, 3, 5, 7.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Ah, eu não sei mesmo, rapaz. E agora o que eu faço? Não sei que é 2845. Vamos beber um pouco?
2845.
Porra, pare, eu não sei, caralho. Filho da mãe. Vamos ler um pouquinho aqui. Olha só quanta conta. 2845. 2845.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
What the fuck? A história te obriga a continuar. Eita. É complicado. Mais um loading para variar um pouco. Como vocês podem ver, esse jogo é bem legal, é bem divertido, é um passatempo bom. Eu não comprei ele na Steam nem nada, eu baixei no Pirate Bay. E daí eu baixei a tradução na Game Vício. Porque é complicado, né? Não tá fácil.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Temos mais uma escolha aqui. Escape. E aqui é o caminho certo. Bom, vamos no caminho certo, né? Eita, pega. A única coisa que você pode fazer nesse jogo é andar e clicar para interagir com as coisas.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Tradução joia.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them,
Meu Deus, não diga isso!
wanted in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Filho da mãe.
This
Holy shit, man, olha quanto monitor.
It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Aí é complicado, hein, Stanley? Dá um jeito nisso, rapaz.
No. He refused to believe it.
Agora tá boladão. Stanley boladão.
His own life in someone else's control?
Never!
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
Temos mais uma escolha.
Controls labeled with emotions.
Que vocês vão ver.
Or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All
Controle
of it
de
monitored and
mente
commanded from this
desativado.
very place. And as the cold reality of his past
Controle
began to
mental,
sink
né?
in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once.
Aqui você pode escolher, ou você desliga ou você liga. Eu não aconselho você ligar, que é muito chato, velho. Sincero, é muito chato o final quando você liga. Então eu vou desligar. Que é GG. Zerei Stanley Parable. Eu acho sinceramente que você fazendo tudo certinho é bem chato o jogo. O legal mesmo é você desativar, desafiar o narrador e tal. Isso é a coisa mais legal do jogo.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Tem cada final maluco nesse jogo que, cara, só você jogando mesmo pra você saber.
Yes, he had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom
Blá
was
blá
mere
blá blá blá
moments
blá,
away.
liberdade.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened,
Bota lentamente nisso, fera. Tá demorando pra abrir essa porta, caralho.
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber,
Não, a luz não. Senhor do céu, olha essa luz. CryEngine 3 na veia. Essa porta aqui, caralho. Senhor do céu. Olha só, rapaz, uma casinha ali boladona. Meu pai do céu. Nossa, olha que coisa feia, velho. É um bagulho preto. Desaparece. Eita, pega.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Nossa, olha, é uma bosta quando você zera certinho. Stanley tem que se ferrar no jogo, não tem que terminar assim. Quando ele se ferra, que da hora. Bom, mas o vídeo do Stanley Parable fica por aqui. Se você curtiu o vídeo, dá um like, divulga para os seus amigos, se inscreva no canal para receber as notificações de novos vídeos. E isso aí, galera, espero que vocês tenham curtido. Valeu e fui!